So I'm going to conclude these running backs in free agency, okay? There's a few that are, the trades are going to be a totally different thing, but I want to go over one more guy that could possibly stay with the Eagles. And when I mean stay, you know who I mean, Jay Ajayi. Jay Ajayi, between a back fracture this year and then tearing his ACL during that Vikings game at home, it's been a tough road for Jay Ajayi. And we were worried about his legs. And, unfortunately, stuff just happens. Injuries do happen. And you know what? The numbers don't really... I think last year the numbers were very big because he rushed for about 400 yards with Miami and then came here and rushed for about almost 500 yards. Would have been a 1,000-yard rusher. I thought this year that Jay Ajayi would be a 1,000-yard rusher this year. I really did. But unfortunately, the injury bug has hit the Eagles, not only for any position, but for Jay Ajayi as well. Jay Ajayi ended up, during the first few games, switched agents. He switched agents that are going to get him the most money, and that was a sign that he's going to be looking into the market. So now, I don't know what's going to happen now because, I'm glad he was on this team. I'm glad he won the Super Bowl with us. He was a big factor into the Super Bowl and all season long in the playoffs. A violent runner. You don't know what Jay Ajayi is going to do when he has the ball in his hands. The moves he's going to do. He's honestly surprised me. He just looked better on the Eagles than he did with Miami. And, I can't wish him but the best. But if you want to retain a guy, why not retain a guy that knows this offense? Retain a guy. Now, there's only a factor involved in this. Will he stay healthy? That's a problem. When you get a franchise running back, can you depend on a guy to be healthy? Is Jay Ajayi that guy? I honestly don't know. I really don't. But we're going to find out if Jay Ajayi has any value. Now, he didn't play that many games this year. Okay? Then all of a sudden, he's got the back fracture. And he got the back fracture during the Tampa Bay game, which was the second game of the year. And then all of a sudden, torn his ACL, finished the game. And then he was out for the rest of the year. He brought his new agent in beforehand. And, now he's looking into the market. Now, what are teams really going to pay Jay Ajayi? I'm really thinking that it's not going to be much just because he's coming off of 2 injuries. He's coming off of a back fracture plus a torn ACL. Not much tape this year either. I mean, there's a shit ton of tape last year, but this year there's not much tape on this guy. So I don't know what the Eagles are thinking. I don't know. I'm trying to find out if Jay Ajayi is really going to get some big money, but I just can't see it because there's not enough tape, and he hasn't produced that much this year. So I don't know where he lies, but if the Eagles wanted to extend him or re-sign him for, a 2-year deal just to say, hey, we'll bring you back, but you got to prove to us that you can stay healthy. We're going to have a lot of focus on the medical staff, and you need to show us the best football you have within the next 2 years and just see where it goes from there because we really can't afford to pay a high-priced running back. Guys that I've already talked about in free agency. It's going to be hard. And Jay Ajayi is more likely the guy that we could retain if you don't want to go out and get some guys. You know what I mean? So we'll see what happens, but it all just depends. I just don't see Jay Ajayi getting that big money. I just don't see it because if there is a team willing to stupidly... I mean, I'm not saying that Jay Ajayi is a bad player. He's not. But I would be very, cautious on handing this guy a brand new, fresh contract with a lot of guaranteed money. I just don't see it happening. So in the comment section below, I want you guys to really think about this. Would you want to retain Jay Ajayi? Would that really help? Would that kind of be like, hey, we'll have him for a few years on some kind of, not, something affordable and something that we could rely on. And, so we can... exhale, take a deep breath, and take a look at, be a little bit more comfortable. But that's going to be the big question. Can he stay healthy? And how much is he really worth on the market from what he went through in this season this year? I just don't see it. Coming off of 2 different injuries, I don't know what a price you have to pay for Jay Ajayi. But if he leaves, I wish the best of luck. But if he stays, I won't be disappointed whatsoever. Because this draft, there's probably one guy in the draft that I could see maybe we can get. But other than that, it's a weak draft for running backs and free agency market. There's a few guys out there, but how much are you really willing to pay? So that's that's about it. So let me know in the comment section below what you guys think about this, and I will see you guys later on the next video. Shake Squad up, Fly Goes Fly.